selling that for he no yeah, I know a giveaway. Like somebody won a I forgot
Alrighty, what's going on, guys, and welcome to the channel. You're back with your boy, your face, 2020, coming at you live, broadcasting from Melbourne, Australia, down under. Alright guys, so I've had a lot of requests lately. A lot of my mates have been getting into this game, getting into the wheel, stuff like that. And anyone who has played this game on the wheel or control would know that this game is not sim racing and it's not made for the wheel. A lot of guys seem to be having a bit of trouble just getting started and set up. So what I'm doing here today, guys, is I'm going to help everybody who is new to this game, new to the wheel, basically get some settings right to assist them to be a bit more comfortable and hopefully improve their driving. Anyone on a control can follow along. I don't really know how these settings will affect you on the control. So this is mainly for wheel players, but anyone is welcome to be involved with this, guys. So what I'm going to do first, I'll go to my settings here and I'm going to show you how I have mine set up. So this is my own personal preference. This is what I like. This is a good base to start with. Then once you figure out how you drive and what car you like to drive, you can then go and adjust it to whatever fits or suits you best. Alright guys, so let's jump straight into the controls here. So in my advanced settings, I have my steering wheel set on 540. I find if it's any more than that, it feels unrealistic. Me as a real driver and a real drifter, what's up, welcome to the channel, guys. So yeah, me as a real drifter, I want it to feel as real as possible, and me personally, if it's on 720 or 900, it feels like the wheel's turning too much. So I use 540, but that's completely up to you. I have the vibration off. You'll notice the wheel is still going to vibrate. CarX, it just does what it does. Force feedback I have on 4. Any more than that, it's too much, okay? Steering dead zone, 0. Big thing, guys. You don't want a dead zone in your wheel, okay? So steering dead zone, put that on 0. Everything else I leave up to 1. Now, something that a lot of people do have trouble with is the accelerator. So if you do start having trouble with the accelerator, you can turn this down and this will make it more controllable on the pedals. But after a while, once you get used to it, just be a bit easier on the throttle and the accelerator to control the car. So there's the main wheel settings, guys. We also have, so in my Logitech settings, what I have done here, so I still use all 3 pedals for what they are meant to be. Accelerator, brake and clutch. Yes, I use the clutch more than the accelerator. I'm kick, 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 kick all the time. So I also have assigned gear 6 on my stick here to be my handbrake because I don't have an e-brake, but that way I can still use a handbrake as opposed to trying to hit something on the wheel while you're mid-corner. So that's one of my little tips for you guys. Just remember when you are ripping on that e-brake to step on the clutch as well to prevent the engine from dying and keep your revs up so you can continue the drift after pulling the handbrake to flick your back end out. So there's the settings, guys. If you missed any of that, go back in the video, screenshot it, whatever. Give them a go and see how you go with that. So that's just the basic settings. Now we're going to go and have a quick look at the car settings, guys. So this is my personal favourite car. So for anyone who doesn't know me, I'm a real drifter. I have a track car, which is an R32 Skyline, sitting in the driveway. Thanks to an injury I had at work and a major operation in my left arm and COVID cancelling all events, I couldn't drive the real drift car. So my lovely wife got me the steering wheel in March this year and I jumped on here to do some drifting. So I tried for ages, took a lot of advice off a lot of other people, and I couldn't figure it out. And then I sat here and I was like, okay, what would I do to my real drift car? And I implemented everything in the real drift car into the game, and it was like bang. It just made it so much easier for me to drive the car on the wheel. So these are some of my settings, guys. Now, this isn't going to work for everyone. This works for me, but feel free, use this as a base starting point. Set your car up like this, give it a go, and then adjust it to what you feel is best. Okay. So one of the main things I do when I'm setting up my car, guys, that I've noticed a lot of people, wheel players, seem to have trouble with this, is, okay, yeah, we all want our cars to look really cool and be dropped on their ass, but at the end of the day, we need it to be realistic as well. So something I always focus on is, the first thing I go and do is I'd put coilovers in my car. I'd make it really stiff. So I go into front spring, shocks, and also roll bars, front and rear, and I make them all the way stiff, okay? And then once I've done that, because that will raise the car, I then go into the spring length, and I then bring the spring length down till the car is sitting slightly above the wheels and the tyres, as you can see here, right? I also run no toe. I have a lot of camber because I feel as if it helps within the wheel. The rear camber, now that is purely set based on what I can see, and I want the rear wheels to be as straight as possible. Okay, so that's going to be different for every car based on your wheels as well, guys. So I do the tyres by visual. Okay, Anchorman, if you're on a flat track, you can get away with 0 Anchorman. If you're going to start running mountains, that's when you're going to need more Anchorman. I go around 20%. Any more than that, I feel like I lose all control. But that's something you guys can experiment with later. So always have max steering angle on, because you want to get as much angle as you can, guys. This is drifting, not racing. So let's move over to the wheels, have a quick look. So I do have my front wheels slightly bigger than the back wheels, as I would my real drift car. So I run the rear rims slightly smaller with more tyre and also thicker tyre. This allows more traction for the car and allows me to have more control on the throttle whilst trying to drift. Okay, I've also reduced the rear tyre pressure, which helps with traction, increase the front tyre pressure, which helps with handling and steering, guys. Adhesion, now this is something you can play with. I, every now and then, might drop it to 90, or I might lift it up to 110 depending on the track. 100 is a pretty good base setting to start with though, guys. Then the wheel tracks are just based on what you can see. You don't want it to be unrealistic. So you want your rear to just be poking out, and you want the front top of your tyres to be level with the guards. Okay, as you see, more tread on the back. Engine, I put everything to max. Right, if you're spinning out too much and you're flat out on the accelerator, one of the things you can do, you can come in here, you can drop your turbo pressure down, you can also drop your engine tuning down. That means as you step on the accelerator, you're not going to have as much power. Chances are you're not going to spin out as much. But it all comes down to throttle control, guys. Transmission, so diff lock, I have a welded diff in my Skyline, so that's full lock. In this, I have 97. I think full lock's just a little bit too much because I still want to grab a bit of traction. So when I am in a tandem or playing with others online, I can try and get a bit of speed up so I can keep up with them. That is one thing I do find as a wheel player, that generally I am a lot slower than control players. Don't worry about it, guys. It's not about going fast. It's about having fun. Right, so once you can start handling your car, really controlling the back end, kissing the walls, door-to-door tandeming, it becomes really, really fun. It doesn't matter what your points are, it doesn't matter how fast you're going, guys, but that's all up to you. So some of my gears, as you can see, so gears, this is something that a lot of people don't know. So a gear ratio, the way to explain it is, so this one, gear 1, I have set at 4.2. So what that means is, as the engine is spinning, in first gear, the rear wheels are going to spin 4.2 times the amount of the engine. So when the engine spins one turn, gear one, the back wheels are going to spin 4.2 times to the one turn of the engine. Does that make sense, guys? So that's a good little guideline you can go off for basing your gears. Always start higher and work down the line. 6 gear I don't use too much because that is my handbrake. I do have my paddle set for next gear, so if I am in 5th on a big track and I need a bit more, I can flick it into 6 as well. I don't really use 6. I mainly use 3rd and 4th in this car, but I can also use 2nd and 5th. Brakes, now on the wheel, I like to control the car with the brake. So if I'm going too fast, I use a foot brake. If I want to throw the back end out more, I use the hand brake, which is 6, as I've said. So I have my brakes pretty much up full, and that's because I want it to stop or lock up as soon as I step onto it. So then you can also adjust it by how hard you're pushing the pedal as well. So a lot of it's going to come down to control of your feet as well. So that's just pretty much the basic settings of my car, guys. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to jump into the lobby. I've got a bunch of boys in there waiting for me to get back. We've got a few players on the wheel with us today, and I'm just going to start off with some general stuff of how to control the car, and then we're going to move on to doing some donuts around the roundabout. Then I'm going to show you how to start linking some drifts. Alright guys, so let's go see if the lobby is still there. Awesome, bro, that's sick. Is it with those new settings?
Yeah, with the 540, I used to spin out a lot.
Yep.
Now that I changed the settings, it's real easy.
No, that's awesome, man. So this is what I want to do, you know, like, at first I was like, oh, maybe we should do comps and I should give my tunes away, but at the end of the day, I enjoy helping you guys. You know, I didn't have anyone help me, and I tried all the YouTube videos and that sort of stuff, and at the end of the day it just come down to implementing some of the real drift car stuff into the game, practicing trial and error, and that's what I did. And I've been through the hard yards. I'd spent 10 hours in my dyno stand trying to figure this out. So now I'm here for you guys to show you what I have learnt in my mistakes and to assist and help you guys so you don't have to go through 10 hours of trying to tune your car. Alright guys, so one of the first things we're going to start with now is controlling the car with the pedals. So what I mean by that is exactly this. So I'm going to change a view. I personally like to drive in this view because it feels better for me, but for me to demonstrate this next step, I'm going to change a view so you can actually see the car. So what we're going to do in this one here, guys, so this is all about foot control. Okay, so I'm not even going to use the wheel now. So this is something that I find a lot of people struggle with, is controlling the clutch and the accelerator, and then some people get carried away with trying to do everything all at once and the wheel. So let's just start one step at a time. So what we're going to do, guys, I've got the car in first gear. I slowly take off to gain a bit of speed. So I always take off slow, as you can see. I'm not because then I'm just going to start breaking traction, as you saw there. So I don't want to be breaking traction straight up, because when I start, I don't want to start in a drift. I want to start and build up some speed and then go into my drift. So I'm going to take off a little bit, right? And then I'm going second. Then I'm going to go, hang on, I'll just turn around before I run out of room here, guys. Okay, so second gear, third gear. Now I'm going to start accelerating hard till the car spins out, and then as soon as the car starts to spin out, I'm going to catch it with the clutch. So what I'm going to do with my feet here, guys, I'm going to accelerate till the car loses control, catch with the clutch. Lose control, catch with the clutch. Alright? Ah, yeah, that's going to be hard. Alright, so clutch, 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 clutch. So does that make any sense? Do you guys sort of see what I'm doing there? So yeah, so the first thing you want to really focus on, guys, is your footwork. So if you don't have a clutch, bro, the other way you could do it is just on and off the accelerator. So instead of going accelerate clutch, yeah, so yes. Yeah, so you even use your left foot on the brake if you don't have a clutch. That's another option, guys, for people out there with two pedal wheels. Yes. Yes. And any shade of purple, because purple's my wife's favourite colour. And purple is also the colour of the roll cage in the real car. Alright, so, yeah. So, there we go, guys. So, accelerate, clutch. Accelerate, clutch. Accelerate, clutch. Right, so that's just learning to control the car with your feet. So, that's the main thing, right? Once you've got that down pat, we're going to start implementing some steering, okay? So, now the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to do some mungies and we're just going to catch it, right? So we're helping the wheel. We're not driving, right? We're just assisting now, guys. So I'm still doing the same thing with my feet. Clutch, accelerator, clutch, accelerator. But now I'm just showing you with the wheel, because a lot of my mates who are new to the wheel, and I'm trying to help them figure it out, and it's not until I actually watch them in person and then I see them and they're constantly doing this. Right now, I think one of the main things on this game and in drifting is when the car starts to go out, you need to let it go out, not be scared of it, right? So let the wheel do its thing. You don't want to control it, you want to catch it, right? So when the car is drifting and the front wheels are steering, the wheels are going to start to follow the road. So the wheel is going to turn to where it needs to be. You just need to catch it in the right spot and hold it in that angle. Alright guys, I'll show you what I mean. YouTube, bro. That way the video will stay there for anybody who needs help. They can go back and watch it at any time. That's the idea. So as you see, guys, I'm literally just on and off the pedals, but I'm just assisting the wheel. Okay? So now we're going to go a bit further. So what we're going to do, guys, we're going to go up here and we're going to start doing... I'll change of view because, as I said, this is easier for me. So let's go do a donut here, guys. So that was a bit of handbrake there. So now, so my wheel is almost on a full rotation. It is upside down and turned around. And I'm literally just moving it this much to hold that angle. Why I'm literally just playing with the accelerator and the clutch. So when I start to lose it, I put the clutch in, right? That looks sick. Give me a look at that car, bro. Yes! We have our first team car. Ladies and gentlemen, Wintered Moto, check it out. Twitch, YouTube, YF20, purple, R32. Love it, bro, love it. Alright, guys, so alright, so what I want to do now, if it's okay with everybody in this lobby, I'm going to change the map. So I want to go to one of my favourite tracks, which when I first played it, it was not my favourite track because I couldn't do it. But after playing around with the wheel settings and figuring it out, I actually use this track to assist me in getting the hang of the game. And what I mean by that was, as I was explaining as we were going up on and off the accelerator and clutch and catching the wheel and letting the wheel do its thing, I find on this map, it's the most perfect map because of all the inclines, the cambers, the angles on the road, that the wheel will sort of do its own thing in this. And this is a perfect map to learn on with the wheel once you've got your basic settings to improve your cornering, control, accelerating, because you'll find as you're coming down a hill you need to accelerate less. As you're coming up a hill you need to accelerate more. Do you know what I mean? So there's a fair few... yeah, I haven't even got a car. Oh, there it is. So there's a fair few different things that can change the way this all works, guys. So let's all meet at the gas station and we'll go... Yeah, of course, bro, of course. There's no rules. Round helicopters. Alright, now before we start this, guys, I'm going to pull up and take a photo. This is awesome. Trying it, yes. Go forward a bit, Evan.
Yeah, can I get a picture of that? Yeah, go in front of me. You go in front of me.
Hang on.
I'll go behind you. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Let's go for a lap, guys. So this is a great one for learning gear changes and how to throw the wheel. So a lot of this map is... I'll go at the back of the pack if that's alright, guys. Okay. So, yeah. So I'm going to go at the back of the pack because I have got collisions on. So, let's get a bit of a drift here. Okay, so fourth gear. So this track does require a lot of clutch and gear changing, but I think it will assist and help wheel players figure out a bit more of how to handle the car based on the camber of the road. As I said, you'll notice on certain hills you'll need more speed or less speed, different gears as such. So what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to try and concentrate, shut up for a minute, just do a lap and let you guys watch how I do me. So I don't know if you guys can see that in the camera very well, but as I come into the corner, I'm literally throwing the wheel. And as I throw the wheel, I'm on the clutch, then I'm on the accelerator, and then I come off the clutch at the right angle and basically just hold it there. So that one there, I was on the clutch almost that whole corner, but on off, on off, on off, because I was trying to control the power of the car and the angle. So, is this making sense to you guys? Are you guys understanding this? Yep. I just want to make sure that I'm explaining it for everyone, you know. I don't want someone going, oh no, I don't get it, you know. Yep. Good, bro. I've seen people that have used a wheel for a while that can't do it. That's why I'm making this video. You know, I want to help people. So... yeah. Yeah, like once you start understanding it a little bit more, you know, and then you start trying different tracks. Yeah, did they help? Yeah. And I think that's the biggest thing with this game, because it's not sim racing and it's arcade, and people that play it are generally control players before wheel players, will just go and change the car, but the car needs to be set up for the wheel, if that makes sense. Yeah, I have tested it, so I can use this car that I'm driving now with my control, but I'm not as good because the car is set for the wheel. On the wheel I'm better, I can get 300k in one drift. On the control, I can still hit things, I'm not as smooth, you know, like I have more control on the wheel, but I've always played on the wheel, you know. Yeah, it can be any colour you want too, but that's if you... Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, that's a secret. Nah, just the symbols, bro. In the livery, you just find the symbol, then you just make the colour. Like, there. Yeah, it looks sick. The new one on the side of my car, the red sun, the rising sun, my wife made that the other night sitting on the couch. Yeah, bro. Yeah, she's... Like, she can tune her car and shit, but now she's actually making liveries as well. Alright, guys. What I'm going to do now, because I don't want this video to go on too long and I don't want people to get bored. This video was basically meant to be a short video of wheel settings to help anybody who's new to this game, new to the wheel, just to get the basic settings, make it a bit easier for them to start off, and so people can see how I do it. So I am going to stop this video now. So this video is on YouTube. It's there for anybody to see. Share it on with your friends, anyone who's on a wheel, anyone who needs help, any basic settings, they are there. Remember, they're my settings. So you might want to slightly change them depending on your car, depending on how you drive, depending on what you like. So I'm not saying they are the settings, but that's what I use, and I have helped multiple people get better on the wheel with those settings. So, alright guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I really appreciate y'all. So excited. We're up to 70 subscribers already. That is awesome. Big thank you to all of you. And just remember, stay tuned. If you haven't already, drop a like and subscribe. Check out the Instagram to see the real drift car. And the videos from the GoPro from the last drift event will be up very soon, I promise, guys. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut this stream and I'm going to start up my stream back on Twitch, and I'm going to stay in the lobby with all these boys in the party and keep driving with them for a little while. So if you want to come and join us, guys, we are logging off here and going on to Twitch. So thank y'all very much, and we'll see y'all soon. Your boy, your face, signing out. Alright guys, you take care.